Congratulations and welcome to iBankerU. You've stumbled upon the one channel designed to make you and keep you filthy rich. If that sounds good, stay for a while. Watch some of our older videos because the only thing more fun than being rich is creating an army of like-minded special forces elite soldiers in the fight for financial freedom and independence from tyranny. In an informational minefield, fraught, full of account-imploding landmines, we teach you to see the BS for what it is and how to stay on the straight, narrow, and time-tested path towards generational wealth and riches. No grift, no course to sell, no sponsorships telling us what to think and what to say. Just pure truth designed with fattening your wallet in mind. And the others? Well, you know how Ice Cube left NWA and recorded No Vaseline, basically cooking all of his old bandmates? This video is going to be something like that, Wall Street style. It begins with a thoughtful comment. I will read it here for you now, and my response will follow. Buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but a ride well worth taking. For by the end of this ride, you, dear viewer, will be equipped with something few have these days. The ability to be a healthy financial skeptic. And hearing this type of skepticism may not only save you and your account, but the resulting compounding may just get you to the point where you no longer follow the pack, but lead the way. The comment, which I shall read here now, is from Tobias HE4HL, and he writes, "This question might sound strange, but what is the purpose of your channel? Given the various comments, possibly including mine, it has struck a peculiar algorithm, partly silver addicts, with a hint of justified antennae for conspiracies. I think the majority is unable to follow your advice, not because they don't want to, but due to a lack of, let's say, infrastructural possibilities. I could be totally wrong. Some rabbit holes are difficult to escape from. They are very beautifully / temptingly laid out." So Tobias, thank you sincerely for this question. Full introspection mode engaged. I thought about this pretty much all day, and the rest of the video that follows basically is in response to the super thoughtful question. This channel, which is 0% monetized by choice and design, exists to inform teammates in the shared struggle for financial freedom towards seeing the system for what it is, both good and bad. The good choices, which are basically a series of character-defining habits, are mostly along a narrow, boring path. The bad ones are sexy and everywhere. Most people are heavily encouraged to never learn the difference. This channel strives to be a map and a compass for the few that would like to learn the difference. No sponsorships, no courses to sell, no grift, just truth, come what may. And so I'm completely blessed and also a little bit embarrassed by how well my day job pays me. Therefore, I'm not on YouTube to monetize a mostly struggling audience. I'm here to teach what the institutions failed to. Maybe not perfectly, maybe not with the polish of a professional production, but with my full and complete honesty and integrity to the best of my ability and for free. If I help just one person, well, then that effort, all the effort put into this channel will be worth it. And maybe you or someone you love is that person? Well, now that I have the whole day to think about it, here goes. Let me address something that came up in the comments because it's a good question. And most importantly, it's an honest one. What is the purpose of this channel? But underneath that question, there's a more important one. If I spend time here, what do I actually get out of it? That's the real question. So, let's answer it directly. Because most financial content today makes one promise. Watch this and you'll make money. That's the hook. That's the game. And most of the time, it's just simply not true. And you know it's simply not true. So here's what you're actually up against. Let's make this real. You work, you save, you try to do the right thing financially, and then you turn on the news. Markets are crashing, or markets are booming, or something is breaking every single day. And without realizing it, you start feeling something. Pressure. Pressure to do something, change something, react to something. because it feels like everyone else is moving and you're standing still. That feeling, that's where bad decisions start. Real life mistakes people make. Let's talk about what actually happens to people. Not theory, but reality. So scenario one, the panic seller. The market drops, headlines get louder, you think, I should get out before it gets worse, and so you sell. And then the market stabilizes, then recovers, then moves higher, and you're left watching from the sidelines. Scenario two, the late buyer. Something is running. Maybe it's stocks, maybe it's crypto. We'd avoid that, but maybe you don't. Whatever it is, everyone is talking about it, and you feel like you are missing out. So you buy late, right near the top, and then it reverses. That is classic distribution phase. If you don't know what that means, you'll learn. Watch some of the older videos. Scenario three, the overtrader. You open an app, you start small, then a little more, and before you know it, you're not investing anymore. You're reacting, speculating really, and constantly. These aren't stupid people. These are normal people put into a system designed to trigger emotion. And that's why Gordon Gekko tells Bud Fox in Wall Street, lesson one, never get emotional about stock. True in 1987, true before, true today, and true forever. Which brings us to section three, what you actually get from this channel. So let's answer that question directly. What do you actually get from watching this? I hope and I strive that you get clarity, not predictions, not hype, clarity. Clarity on why markets move the way they do, who benefits from certain narratives, where incentives actually sit, and when something is signal versus noise. And that clarity does something very specific. It slows you down. So how this helps you in real life, let's make it practical. Because this is where it matters. After watching this channel for a while, you start to notice things. You see a breaking news segment, and instead of reacting, you think, who benefits if I believe this? You see a market drop, and instead of panicking, you think, is there anything fundamentally different? Or is this just movement? You see something running, and instead of chasing it, you think, am I early or am I being pulled in late? Distribution phase style. That pause, that moment of separation, that's where money is either lost or preserved. And this is how people quietly build wealth. Here's something nobody really tells you. Wealth is rarely built in big, dramatic moves. It's built in small, consistent decisions, avoiding major mistakes. Not selling at the bottom, not buying at the top, not overreacting, not over-leveraging. If you can just eliminate those, you're ahead, way ahead of most people. And that's what this channel is designed to help with. The media versus you. Now let's go back to financial media, because this is important. Turn on any major network, any major network. It doesn't matter if you lean to the left or lean to the right. It's all about how you retire. But watch the ads. Less so the segments, because the ads are what are paying the bills. Whether you know it or not, you are watching for the ads. You're being programmed. But if you're aware of it, maybe you're not. But you'll see this primary mix when you watch the ads. You'll see trading, financial products, and quote-unquote opportunities. All of them have one thing in common. They make more money when you do more. Trade more, move more, or react more. But here's the problem. The more you do, the more chances you have of being wrong. So you are being encouraged to behave in a way that benefits them, not you. And this is where people get misled. Let's take it a step further. You see confident experts with great hair and perfect polished suits and just chyrons that move you towards action. You see clear opinions, you see strong takes, but here's what you don't see. You don't see how often they're wrong, because the system does not reward accuracy, it rewards engagement. And engagement comes from certainty, emotion, and urgency. Not patience, not nuance, not restraint. And so what makes this different? How are we different here? This channel is not trying to get you to act constantly. It's trying to get you to think clearly. That's the difference. There's no buy this now. There's no sell this now. There's no act immediately. Because most of the time, the best move is no move. And nobody sells that. Nobody. You here are not the product. This part matters. You are not being optimized for clicks. You are not being pushed into action. You are not being funneled into a product. You are being simply given information so that you can operate independently and clearly. That is a very different relationship. You're not an audience. You're not a number. You're not the top of the funnel. There's no offer. There's no value ladder. No sales sequence. No squeeze page. No paywall. You're a participant, a teammate. We are all on the same side in the fight for financial freedom, trying to navigate a system that is complex, but not random. And here's the long-term outcome. What happens if you actually apply this over time? You don't become a day trader. You don't become a macro expert overnight. You become something more valuable. You become harder to shake out. You don't panic easily. You don't chase easily. You don't get pulled into every narrative. And over time, that compounds, not in a flashy way, not in a viral way, but in a quiet way. Where 5 years later, 10 years later, you look back and realize you avoided the biggest mistake. You stayed positioned, you stayed rational, and made all the difference. And so here's the final truth. Back to the core question. What is the purpose of this channel? It's not to tell you what to do. It's not to pull you into a worldview. It's not to create dependency. It's simply just to make you more aware what news should be, more deliberate, more difficult to manipulate. Because once you reach that point, you don't need constant guidance. You can think for yourself. And then from there, you don't just consume financial content, you see through it. And that's where the game changes, not overnight, but permanently. The good choices, which are basically a series of character-defining habits, are mostly along a narrow, boring path. But the bad ones, as previously said, they're sexy and they're everywhere. They're the ones everybody talks about. But most people are heavily encouraged never to learn the difference. This channel strives to be the roadmap and the compass for the few that would like to learn the difference. No sponsorships, no course to sell, no grift, just truth, come what may. I'm completely blessed and also a little embarrassed by how well my day job pays me. I've said that before. But therefore, I'm not on YouTube to monetize an audience that is mostly just looking for answers. I'm here to teach what the institutions failed to do. Maybe not perfectly, maybe not with the polish of a professional production, but with my full and complete honesty and integrity, and to the best of my abilities, and completely for free. And if I help just one person, the effort I put into this channel will have been completely worth it. And maybe, just maybe, you or somebody you love is that person. Build that stack carefully. iBankerU. Good day.